Hello and welcome to part 2 of our grand final preview series. Tonight the intro is being done after the fact because it was a little bit cold in at the outfield, but we caught up, as you can see I've got the jacket on, we caught up with Cooks Hill United tonight in there at the Newcastle Athletics field, and here are their interviews, starting with the under-17s coach Bruce O'Donnell and 2 of his players, and then moving into the first grade squad. Tonight I'm here at Cooks Hill and I'm going to kick off the interviews tonight talking to the under-17s coach Bruce O'Donnell and 2 of his players, his captain Bobby Carter and Hugo Van Haren, defender. First of all, Bruce, what's it like to get this side into the grand final?
Oh, it's great. Look, at the start of the season, for me as a coach, I was planning top 4 would be good. Just recently we're getting better and probably deserve a spot there the way we've played over the last probably month or so. So, no, very happy for the boys. They deserve it, and we just hope we can have a good performance come Sunday.
Yeah. You yourself been around Cooks Hill a long time. Is this probably one of the biggest years, if not the biggest year the club's ever had?
Absolutely. I started here back in 99 playing, and then coached a while, but yeah, this year for sure has been a big year, considering last year and how things panned out. Yeah, great for the club. For me personally, I'd like to think we can carry it on and hang in there for 2 years and then go to the next level.
Yeah. Bobby, big year for the team personally. There's a lot of new players here. It's been good to see the team gel as the year's gone on.
Yeah, it's been really good. We kind of started the season a bit slowly. Had a loss in the first game of the season. We started a bit slowly, but as we've gotten to know each other, the group of boys have gotten closer, personally off the pitch, and as a result, we've learned each other's playing styles, and I don't think there's anyone in this league that we can't beat, and we'll improve that in the final on Sunday.
Yeah, Hugo, tough game in that first leg against Toronto. Obviously, last week you showed your quality in that second half and overcame a pretty talented Toronto team. And now you face West Wallsend. Is this probably the toughest test you could face in the grand final, Westie?
Yeah, considering we hadn't beaten them all year, but I feel like we're at a point where I feel like we're nearly unstoppable. With an attack, midfield, defence, everyone's finally.
Bruce, your thoughts on Westie?
Oh, they're a good team. Look, you don't win the minor premiership without being a good team. They've won the most games. They've beaten us twice. Although one game out there was midweek, I think we had 3 of our better players out, so probably could have got a draw, maybe a win that day. But look, I think grand finals are a game sometimes where just one little thing will make the difference and prove the winner. So hopefully we've got that, our blokes stick to it. And like I said, who knows, might be our last grand final, or their grand final might be my last. So let's make it a good one. So. Yeah, but Westie are a good team. It'll be a tight game.
Yeah. Our last ball preview is the last question. Is it good to see the success across this club this year, from the 15s to first grade, everyone in the finals, 15s and first grade obviously in the grand final with you guys? Is that sort of resonating across the whole club?
Yeah, personally, I've been at Cookers for 2 years now. And every year that I've been here, they've just been moving forward so much, and they've got big visions, and no one hides from the fact that they want to get into the NPL and they want to achieve big things. So it's an exciting time to be a Cooks Hill player and to be a part of this team, the club.
Similar for you, Hugo?
Yeah, this is my 8th year at the club, and I'm just really proud to see how far we've come.
Yeah.
For me, Ty, look, I think we've got things better off the field, and that always helps with the football on the field. Probably we've got the coaching staff's gelled as well as the players, which Bobby said. That's been a good thing, and I think that's helped across the board throughout the 5 teams, that the coaches know where we're at, and the hard work too. And I think we've put a higher expectations on how we train and how we play, and I think the results have been there from that. And we want to continue that.
All right, well, good luck Sunday.
Yeah, thank you very much.
For you, and join us tonight.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm here with the first two Cooks Hill players talking to. First of all, Tom Leolio, who's made himself very comfortable, and the goalkeeper, Jake Hamilton. I'll ask you both. Tom first, what's it feel like to be in the UFM Grand Final?
It feels fantastic. Very exciting. A bit nervous. That's about it. Yes.
Yeah, yourself, Jake?
Yeah, nervous probably more than anything.
Yeah.
Big game.
You were both with Graham Moore last year at Adamstown. Is there a comparison sort of between what you are doing here and what you did there? Like, is there more of a vibe here of like, you know, you're going somewhere in UFM, perhaps building towards NPL?
Yeah. So at the start of the season, only about 9 of the starting lineup knew each other, which was a bit, you know, we couldn't gel that well with 9. So mid-season, we went and collected 2 Daniels for the price of 1, and it became a bit more of a cohesive, you know, group.
Yeah.
To be honest, Ty, it's a bit different to Adamstown. For me personally, I was in 22, so I was kind of just like fanboy first grade. So I've had the opportunity to, you know, get my first taste of first grade football, as Graham calls it. I don't know, on Jake's part, he was in between the 2 squads. No, last year you were first grade the whole time, I think.
Halfway, I think.
Halfway, which was a bit disappointing.
Yeah.
You know, it was a bit of a rough season.
Yeah. You enjoying your time here at Cooks Hill, Jack?
Yeah, it's a bit different to Adamstown. I think we came second last or something at Adamstown, so the vibe's definitely a bit higher. Morale's definitely through the roof compared to what it was, I think.
A lot of picking the ball out of the back of the net for Jake.
This year as well as last year, I think the common factor must
So,
be
to
me.
answer your question, not much has changed.
I think the common factor must just be me.
Yeah.
Tom, obviously you've proven it already. You're the joker of the team. Is it an enjoyable environment off the field?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
You're on the bench the whole time.
That's what I started out on the field, and then Graham found a bit more use for me to, you know, sit on the bench and keep him company. You know, the boys, you know, the joker tag, they said to me, yo, you better be funny in the interview. It's not like, you know, throw the monkey some peanuts and he dances. So one of my stipulations for coming to the club was I wasn't going to dance for peanuts. I opted for honey roasted cashews. So the reason I'm on the bench is so Graham can pop one of those in my mouth every so often. Keep me happy. Keep the morale of the boys good, you know.
Yeah. Jake, it's been an up and down season defensively and I guess in goals too, but lately you sort of really stuck to it against Fordham. Like, you kept them out in the first leg and picked up a good 3-0 win. Is the confidence building at the back, especially in the back line and yourself?
Yeah, I think it definitely is. We removed Tom from the back line and we started to do a lot better.
And I only lost twice on the field this year, so I don't know what Mr. Cool's talking about there.
But I think defensively we've sort of got into a bit of a rhythm and everybody's starting to gel at the right end of the season. And for myself, I think I've always sort of stepped up when I've had to. So we're prone to leak a lot of goals, and that probably comes down to me. Like I said, I'm probably the common factor over the last couple of years, but no, it is starting to come good at the right end of the season.
Not to pump him up, in the last few weeks, Jakey's been ripping. He's been pretty solid. He's made some great saves. You've seen it.
Well, probably won the New Lambton game. You know, the premiership here. There's
Yeah, that was good.
probably 3 or 4 really, really good saves.
So that in the penalty mark.
That you gave away.
Is it good to see having the club having such strong depth and all 5 grades making the finals, 3 grades playing in the grand final, 3 minor premierships as well?
Yeah, the talk around the club on a serious note has been great. The committee, you know, usually it's full credit to the boys, full credit to the committee. They really get around the club. There's been a lot of new faces, and there's been no, you know, when a new club kind of meshes together, it's a lot of, oh, new face, don't like him, or the committee, we don't like them. Everyone's got along really well. They're a really good supportive committee, and credit to the boys as well. Credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
Everyone's just kind of come together really well. There's been no, you know, disharmony. Thank you, Tom. Lovely word. Yeah.
What's sort of the feeling facing Belmont Swansea? Obviously, it's going to be a tricky test. You beat them fairly convincingly in the first round. They got you back in the second round, and here you are in the grand final.
I'll be spew burping on the bench, just like against in the minor premiership game, they'll be quite nervous. Yeah, they're as you've said, as they've said, there's a lot of experience, etc. They're not a bad outfit, so
Yeah, I think they've definitely been, even from the start of the year, they were sort of up there as one of the real good teams, and they're always going to be a challenge. The first game, I think, was a really good reflection of how they play.
Yeah.
We did pretty much walk all over them, and then obviously in the second game we didn't play very well, but you can see that they're obviously a different team than what they were. So I think, especially going into a grand final, it doesn't really matter on past form.
Yeah.
I've seen teams that really shouldn't win smash teams that should, and vice versa. So I don't think it really matters. It just depends on who turns up on the day.
Yeah.
who turns up on the day? Full credit to the boys. Yeah, hit our straps, stick to our guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the best of luck for Sunday.
Oh, thank you.
Both of you.
So, mate, thanks for that.
That was quick.
I'm here with Cal Gallagher, the captain of Cooksville United, and Chris Cunningham, the assistant coach. First of all, I'll ask you both. Cal first, what's it feel like to be in the New FM Grand Final?
Yeah, it feels pretty good actually. We started out the start of the year and our targets were just to win the minor.
Yeah.
So again, here's a bit of a bonus, so all the boys are buzzing about it.
Yeah. Same for you?
Yeah, it's been a great journey to get here, and proud of the boys, the coaching staff, the club, committee, everyone.
Yeah. Yourself, you've worked with Graham Law now a couple of seasons. Do you like sort of what he's done here at Cooksville and the plans for the future in place? And
Yeah, I've watched Graham evolve the last 3 years as a coach. This year's really come of age. He's made decisions this year that he may not have made in the past, and he's really stepped up, and something he can be proud of.
Yeah. Cal, what's it like to captain a side of many new faces to the club, but obviously build a connection with the committee, with the old boys, with the junior teams?
Yeah, majority of the boys I probably already knew before they came here, because most of them from Adamstown.
Yeah.
And a few Southie boys. So it's probably made it pretty easy for me, because and with the committee they've just been real good through the year. Anything we've asked for they've done for us, so it's great committee.
You both obviously were part of the team all year, and you were tested by a bit of a slump mid-season that I guess sort of made it difficult to win the minor premiership, but you overcome that and really built over the last couple of months a push towards where you are now in the grand final.
Yeah, there was a bit of a slump.
You have to make it interesting.
Yeah.
It's getting too easy.
If we had a draw, the others had a draw. If we had a loss, they had a loss. So it worked out pretty good. I think we had the pressure on us all year. We led all year bar one game.
Yeah.
Kahaiba only led for one round, and they succumbed to the pressure. We handled. We got back up on top.
Yeah. Is it good not to have to rely on one main goal scorer? Obviously, Bell Swans have got the top scorer in the comp, Tegan Marcus, but you've got Lee, Nick, Cal Lewis, yourself, of course, have a few goals. Is it good to have sort of...
That's probably why we won the league, because if someone was having an off day, we would have someone to step in and get the goals for us. So everyone sort of pulled the weight, and even Al Gillespie, I think, got 4 or 5 goals as well, and they're pretty important ones. So it's spread around the team. So.
Yep, same year. Everyone stepped up when needed. As he said, Cal said, AG, everyone, Steve Bramley, everyone's got involved. And it's been a blessing really, because we come into the season without an out-and-out striker. And everyone's sort of evolved to play that position and move forward and bury the goals. And I think we scored 76 this year, so that's a great effort.
Yeah, I think we've got Steve Bramley and Tom Adeli on the nudie run. So
there's a couple in there.
Well, after his interview here, I'm not sure if Tom Leolio is going to get a run or not yet, but we'll see how it goes on Sunday. How's it feel to see the whole club sort of evolve this season? Obviously, he's weren't here at Cooksville last year, but the club has come a long way in its 20th year. Is it good to see the success being brought to some of the older faces of the club, and how hard they've worked to win that premiership, especially?
Well, I sat down earlier in the year when we had a bit of a hiccup. And I was speaking to a player, and he said he came here because Graham came here, myself and the boys from the Buds came here, and they wanted to be part of that spark that lights the fire for Cooksville. And I think it's been lit in this year, and we're out there to someone to put us out. The fire's in the hole.
Final question I'll ask both of you is, you're looking forward to the grand final. Obviously, it's a big test playing Belmont Swansea Obviously, you beat them in the first round, but they got you one back in the second round, and
I
it's all to
would,
play for.
I'd say the pressure's on Bell Swans more than us because they lost the grand final last year, so they don't want to lose 2 in a row. We've already won the minor,
Yeah,
and I'd say they're probably over the second half of the season the form team.
yeah,
So they've 9 out of the last 10 games they won, so I reckon there's more pressure on Bell Swans than ourselves.
yeah. Everything the same?
Yeah, well, Bell Swans, they'll play for the 90 minutes, which they've proven in the semi-finals.
Yeah,
But so will our guys. We've been building up to last week. You've seen the last two games against Thornton. We've been building up for that all year, and I think we can carry on that same form in the grand final.
alright, best of luck on Sunday, and I'll see you
Yeah,
guys
thanks
there.
for your hard work this year as well.
No problem,
Great job.
Yeah, thanks very much, Steve.
I'm here with Huckman Camley from Cooksville United. First question I'm going to ask, you've been a bit of a journeyman over the last few seasons, being from Magic, Jaffers, Adamstown, now Cooksville. Is this probably one of your more enjoyable seasons that you've had over the last few years? Obviously not in the NPL, but sort of building towards potentially promotion in a couple of years' time?
Yeah, when I was playing with all the NPL teams, I was had a lot of work on, a lot of my own business.
Yeah.
So that's why I dropped the league, so I can enjoy it, come to training whenever I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's been pretty awesome here. People, the players, coaching staff, been awesome. When I can't make it to training, it's been acceptable.
Yeah.
Grand won't care.
Yeah.
So it's been awesome.
You've obviously spoke about work. You've juggled a bit of a futsal commitment as well. Is it good to see sort of futsal in Newcastle building up at the moment? It seems to be on the rise, and you yourself just went to China a couple of weeks ago and enjoyed a tournament over there.
Yeah, I've been playing futsal since I was 12. I started playing when I was living in Sydney, and then moved up here. There was no futsal when I moved up here, and I was asking people what's going on, why isn't there no futsal? And then I met George Poulos, and it started from there and started picking up now.
Yeah. Has UFM sort of, in comparison to NPL, it's probably not the same quality, but has there been a few sides that are probably better than you thought?
Yeah, the top four, like Thornton, Kahaiba, Bell Swans, they're the pretty tough, solid teams,
Yeah.
But the rest, you get more the bottom 4 or 5 teams. You get more time on the ball, no pressure on you. It makes the game more easier.
Yeah. The belief that Graham has installed in this team, obviously he won the premiership, is there a real desire to win the championship and bring back the double to Cooksville?
Yeah, when I left Adamstown, I was gonna have a year off, and then Graham heard that I left Adamstown, and he gave me a call and said, "Oh, would you like to play with Cooksville?" Adamstown, I liked training with Graham, so I had no doubt to come to Cooksville and play with the boys. And when I signed here, the quality of the players we have in the team, I wanted to be a top 2 team.
Yeah.
I wanted to win the final, so far it's been so good.
Yeah. I spoke to Cal Gallagher, I sort of said that it's good to have a lot of goal scoring options in the team, not overly reliant on an actual out and out striker. It's been a fair few goal scorers in this team.
Yeah, we've got quality strikers. We've got Lee, just scores for fun. We've got Nick Russell, just shoots from anywhere, can score from anywhere, 40, 50 yards out.
Yeah.
We've got Cal Lewis, I reckon he's one of the skillful players in the tournament, in the league, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So our front third's been awesome this year.
Grand final against Belmont Swansea, it's going to be a tough day against some big game players as well. Chris Gazzard's obviously been around for a lot of years and has won grand finals, and there's a few others in that team as well.
Yeah, they've got pretty good, I reckon, quality players. To me, they're probably one of the gun teams this year, and they do have quality players that can score goals in front of goals. So we've got to be critical, when we're defending, because they got Marcus and that can score any moment.
Yeah. All right. Best of luck for Sunday. Good to catch up, man. I'm here with Alex Gillespie from Cooksville United. What's it like to be back in another New FM Grand Final?
Yeah, no, it's been good. We've certainly worked towards this year, but we've been a bit down in the last few years. We haven't made much finals football, but certainly you remember that grand final against Maitland, and sticks in back in the mind, so hopefully we come back out and do it again.
Yeah. What's changed in New FM the most since you were last here, obviously with Adamstown a few years ago?
It was pretty decent back then, but certainly the quality of players we're playing with at the moment, they've obviously all had experience in the NPL, but yeah, the boys are speed as well. We've got Lee, Cow. It's tough to chase in training, so
yeah. The drive and the will that Graham Law possesses has been getting more and more each year.
Yeah, certainly the last few years. Again, he's been hammering us, but and he's taken a bit more relaxed approach this year, so it's been good. The drive's still there, but yeah, he's laid off a bit, so yeah, it keeps the boys keen and yeah, decent.
There seemed to be a real focus over the last month or two about being defensively sound. Obviously, leaked probably more goals than what you would have.
Yeah.
The last couple of games have been good. Jake Hamilton, obviously against New Lambton, was really good that day when he's won the premiership, and he's only let Fortin score one goal in that two-leg final.
Yeah, it's certainly been drilled into us that we had to step up at the back, and yeah, we conceded way too many goals this year. And, yeah, we're just lucky we had the attack to save us in a few of those games, but yeah, the boys sort of got together and said, yeah, let's bloody no more goals for the rest of the season. So yeah, fair credit to the boys.
A lot of the players have spoken about the culture you've built here this year, the environment. Obviously, the club's successful across all grades. Has been a really enjoyable year.
Oh, certainly. Yeah, everyone's got along. We don't have anyone in the team that sort of sticks out. And
yeah,
certainly got a good following in the ZPL as well. Those boys come along, and yeah, it's been good to have those sort of games. And I know a few of the boys get to their games, so yeah, it's good to have that culture here.
Obviously, you're going to be a test on Sunday against Belmont Swansea. They did beat us in the second round, but do you reckon you can go one further and win the double?
Certainly, yeah. It's, I know the boys have thought about that game, and yeah, we weren't too pleased with the performance that day, and so yeah, we're certainly going to make amends for that one anyway.
Yeah. All right. Best of luck for Sunday, mate.
Cheers, Tyler.
I'm here with Daniel Johnson from Cooksville United. First question I asked, how does it feel to be in the grand final and going for the double?
Yeah, it's a pretty good feeling. They don't come around too often, so yeah, really looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah. You've built a connection with Graham Law over the last 2 years. You're obviously at South Cardiff before that, but has Graham come a long way in the 2 seasons? He's obviously trying to build a real culture here at Cooksville.
Yeah, I think he'll be the first one to admit it's a learning curve. I think he's still learning. We're all still learning.
Yeah,
he's never stopped learning. So yeah, look, it's a winning culture, and it's a good feeling at the moment. So yeah.
Yeah. Is it good to see so many ex-teammates from South Cardiff? Obviously, spoke to Nick Stafford the other night, and Chris Gazzard was out there. There seems to be a bit of banter between the two camps. And,
Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, me and Staff have been talking a fair bit.
Yeah, nice.
We've been talking a fair bit. Plenty of banter. Throughout work days, I guess. Yeah, and look, Gazzard and Cookie and that, I've played with them before, and you know they're good players, and yeah, it's going to be a tough ask, but you know we're pretty confident.
Yeah. The belief you've shown this year, you sort of went through a bit of a slump, but you overcome that and won the premiership and brought a historic trophy back to the club in its 20th year.
Yep.
And now going for the double, is it just sort of, it's been all flowing the last month or two?
Yeah, I think it was ever since we had a bye. I think we just re-energised ourselves, and yeah, we just kind of got on a roll after that, and it's good to get the premiership firstly for you know the people who have been around the club for a long time. So
yeah,
yeah. So
obviously everyone's always trying to compare the NPL and UFM. It's not the same quality, but have there been some better players and better teams in this competition than what you probably originally thought?
Yeah, I think the top few sides probably could compete in the against the weaker teams in the NPL on their day and that. So
yeah,
I think the main difference I reckon is it's the quality, and the pitches are it's really hard to play on the pitches in this competition.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, the standards are a lot better than what I thought, to be honest.
Yeah. Coming up against the quality and the experience of Bell Swans is going to be a pretty tough grand final. What do you reckon of them?
Oh, look, they're a strong team, and I think they made the grand final last year, so they know what it's all about, and they've brought in a couple of guys from Wallsend that have been there as well, so plenty of NPL experience in that squad as well, and it's going to be hard. There's no question about that. So
yeah, but you are confident.
Yeah, we're confident. So I mean, we won the competition and just got to finish it on Sunday, and yeah, we're confident. The boys are ready to go. So
yeah, best of luck on Sunday, mate.
All right, thanks, mate. Cheers.
No problem. I'm here with Stephen Bramley from Cooks Hill United. First of all, how's 2017 being here at the club?
Yeah, it's been a really positive year. A lot of the boys have stepped down, so it's been nice playing with some more experienced players.
Yeah.
And we've got a really strong squad going on, and the team spirit's been good all year. And we've really pulled through the slump we had mid-season, as you talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been enjoyable.
You reckon this competition, UFM football, is improving year after year?
I guess you could say with a lot of the experienced boys coming down that it might have improved the quality of the competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a bit of a leaky defence at times, but a very reliable attack that's more than made up for it with 76 goals this season.
Sure. Yeah, that's something we've always been trying to improve on. As being part of the back four. Recent weeks we've kind of put that to bed. We had a clean sheet in the first leg, and we only leaked 1 goal last week, so hopefully we can continue that going into the final.
Yeah, he's overcome a mid-season slump to come back and gain the premiership. Did that sort of show some character over the last 5 games of the season to get there?
Yeah, I mean, Graham said don't panic, don't worry boys, you will get through this, and
yeah. So
we just tried to remain calm, and 2 or 3 slip-ups that we've really come to strengths now. But so have Bell Swans, so it's going to be a really, really good final, I think.
Yeah. Is it sort of a necessity not to get complacent after what was a fairly easy victory last week once you got that first goal that sort of all flowed from there?
Yeah, I mean, Graham keeps saying we keep going into party mode, and he can forgive us for that, but grand final, it's a lot of the boys' first one as well. I don't think we'll be complacent. I think we'll be up for it.
Yeah. Coming up against the Golden Boot winner Tegan Marcus has been a lot of trouble this year. Looking forward to the challenge?
Yeah, he's a fantastic player. He's done really well this year. It's always good to play against the best, and Josh Hall as well will be one to come up against. I'm really looking forward to that as well.
Yeah. This club culture compared to others you've been involved with, is this a really good year at Cooks Hill? Obviously success brings a good culture, but are you really enjoying your time here?
Yeah, it's fantastic. We'll lose Jonas at the end of the year, and he'll be really missed by the boys. But hopefully we'll keep everyone else together, because it's been a great year with some great meetups off the park, and yeah, we all hope to stick together.
Yeah, and sort of build over the next couple of years would be the target. You've got the 19 to 23s are sort of pushing up into that first grade squad. Is it good to see the success across the whole club?
Yeah, sure. I mean, Ashers will be knocking on the door, Emerson too, Brody, they're all there, even Gunny giving Jakey a push for the number 1 spot, so that always keeps us pushed and motivated. We might lose a couple to the NPL next year. You never know. We've had some good youngsters in the first grade that might get their chance to
impress.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, the best of luck on Sunday, and thank you for catching
Thank you, Ty. Cheers.
I'm here with Nick Russell from Cooks Hill. First question I'm going to ask you, what's it been like to move here from NPL and play for Cooks Hill in UFM?
Yeah, it's been very enjoyable. I was up at Maitland last year and Graham rang me pretty much straight after the season and said, look, I'm coaching at Cooks Hill, I'd really like you to come. I said at the time, I'm not sure, I'm still at Maitland, I'll see how it goes. And then he rang me again later in January. I said, yeah, I'll come back and run with you. So we had the trial out at Olympic. Really enjoyed it. I knew a lot of the boys from NPL already, so yeah, I decided to come, and yeah, it's been really enjoyable.
The culture this side has built off the field mainly. On the field, the success has been there, but off the field, there seems to be a lot of enjoyment and just playing with mates. And
yeah.
I guess that's a good part of what this team's done this season.
Yeah, definitely, because a lot of the boys are already at Adamstown, so they're already pretty close and pretty much just welcomed everybody all as one. It's been very enjoyable. We spent pretty much every day this week together, so
yeah,
really good.
It's been good working with Graham Law and just trying to fine-tune the game and perhaps look towards promotion to the NPL in 2 years when the window opens.
Yeah, definitely. He's not like a coach I've ever had, and he's bringing that NPL standard to all of our trainings and all of our games.
Yeah. It's good to sort of be combining with so many other options up front. You've got Lee, the two cows, yourself, all scored a lot of goals, and it doesn't seem like you're over-relying on one particular attacker.
No, that's definitely been the most enjoyable thing. We kind of all just know each other's game really well, so
yeah,
it's been very enjoyable in the front third, that's for sure.
Yeah. Facing a Bell Swans side with some fair form in the back end of the year, it's going to be a tough grand final. Do you reckon you can get over the top of them?
Yeah, we're confident, definitely confident. It's not going to be easy. They beat us pretty much. It was pretty tough conditions down there that day, but I think they're the only ones to keep it scoreless, so they show that they can defend really well, so it's going to be tough.
Yeah. Best of luck for Sunday, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks for joining us. I'm here with Lee Ashton from Cooks Hill United. First question I've been asking everyone, what's it like to be in the grand final?
Yeah, it's great for me to be playing in the grand final. You know, last year when I was at Western, won one game all year, so it's a bit of a change this year.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be a really good season and to be centre stage in the grand final, which is good.
Yeah. You've obviously said you were at Western, you've been in the NPL for a few years. New FM competition being probably better than you thought, some of the teams?
Yeah, there's some really great players in the New FM, some really good teams. I think the NPL has started to get a lot better over the past few years, and I think New FM has to progress a little bit more to help close that gap.
Yeah.
And we've seen in some of the FFA Cup games that we've still got a bit to go, but I think in a few years it's going to be very strong competition.
Is this probably the best goal scoring form you've had this year?
Yeah, well, it's the first year I've played as a striker.
Yeah.
Used to play all my life. I played centre midfield or on the wing. So yeah, Graham put me up front, played as a striker, and just relishing that role and really enjoying it.
Yeah. What's it like to be working under Graham Law and the intensity that he brings, the seriousness? It's quite like the NPL, the way he coaches, and he obviously strives for success.
Yeah, it's really good playing for Graham. He's a really good coach. He's got some really good ideas. His training sessions are really good. He likes to mix it up, so every session's fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes towards the end of the season, you can get a little bit laboured, and you don't enjoy it as much. But with Graham, every session has been really good, and that's been throughout the season.
Yeah. Is it good to see more and more experienced, I guess, older players from the NPL dropping down, and as well as those sort of under 20 NPL players sort of coming down here playing first grade and proving what they can do?
Yeah, and I think it's a really good opportunity, especially for the young NPLs to drop down, get the confidence up, and improve in certain aspects, and then take that if they want to go back up to the NPL later.
Yeah.
And some of the old players, I think I may be classed as one of those old players, nearly 30, got a few grey hairs showing. But I played with some of the players here at Southie, such as Daniel Johnson and Nick Russell and Ash Balcom.
Yeah.
So it's really good to have them around and have some familiarity within a new team.
Yeah. I was going to ask about the South Cardiff connection going up against obviously Nick Stafford and Chris Gazzard are out there at Bell Swans. It's good to see some familiar faces.
Yeah, and they're both like, top blokes, Gazzard and Nick Stafford. Stafford's been sending like a few texts or trying to wind us all up. But yeah, just got to try and ignore that and just enjoy the game on Sunday.
Yeah. There's been a few high-scoring games for Cooks Hill this year. Defence hasn't always been solid, but you've got a very confident attack, yourself included, and a lot of options up front to, as Graham Law puts it, just score more goals than the opposition.
Yeah. At least it's exciting for the fans to come and watch. We've had some really good games, like the 5-4 against Newhampton and the 5-3 on the last game of the season. But that's something we do need to improve on. You know, if we're looking on to progress next year. Strengthening a bit more at the back. And seeing out games a lot earlier. We've had a lot of games where we've had a lot of possession, a lot of chances, and we give away silly goals, that's something we could look to work on for next year.
Yeah. All right. Well, the best of luck for Sunday.
Okay.
Thanks for chatting with us tonight.
Cheers, mate, and thanks for.
Alright, I'm here with Graham Law, the head coach of Cooks Hill United. First of all, thanks for joining us tonight. What brought you to Cooks Hill United?
Well, I was going to have a year off coaching this year. I had a disappointing second year in the NPL at Adamstown, which I think every coach has to go through one of those to come out the other end, and it's actually true. There's things if you could do again you would, and other things you would stand by. So I was actually going to have a year off, and I knew a few business people that run Cooks Hill, and they asked me to just come and meet the club. So I done the right thing and went along and met them, and first straight away their drive for this club and where they wanted to take it. It gave me a level of interest, so I came back and met them again, and then ended up taking the job.
How does it feel to once again be in a new FM grand final? You went there with Maitland and Adamstown as well as the assistant. To be back.
It's very good. It's particularly good this year because I think the level of the competition, certainly the top half of the competition, is improved. When it was Adamstown and Maitland, it was two teams just literally battling it out. And it's really good to see Bell Swans and Cahaiba and Thornton and even actually West Wallsend. I thought they may have finished higher than they did. So very good to be back again.
There'd have to be some sort of disappointment in the club at not having promotion. You obviously went there with Maitland, went there with Adamstown. Do you feel like that could have potentially made the competition even more exciting?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, where I played, it's success is rewarded and failure, you pay the price, as I know about.
The side you've assembled this year, the desire is for success and to build over the next few years here at Cooks Hill. Is that the intention?
Yeah, absolutely. The club are working very hard in the background to meet the NPL requirements, and I don't think it's next year, next again. I mean, if you look through our juniors, it's pretty clear that we've got a very strong selection of youth players. The plan is to hopefully position ourselves for NPL.
I was going to ask about that. The foundation of the club, the 15th playing the grand final, the 17s, 19s and 23s won the premiership as well. Is it good to see?
Great. I've already tapped into it. I've had an under-17s player play first grade. I don't know how many under-19s and quite a few in my 23s. So I've absolutely tapped into that resource already.
Do you think, obviously you've been involved in UFM for a few years on and off, the youth development, bringing in the 17s and now indeed the 15s, and then next year even the 14s competition they're bringing in, do you think it's good for the game?
I think you have to manage it with what's actually available.
Yeah.
But by the same token, New FM should not be marking itself against NPL. It's there to provide a second level.
Yeah.
And if that second level is a lesser quality than the NPL, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's about creating a platform to go up to NPL.
Yeah.
So on the point of having a structure that clubs can progress, I think it's very good.
Yeah.
But you still have to manage it with what exactly is out there.
Yeah. What's the main difference about Cookshill to your previous clubs?
I definitely say from an off-field perspective, the people that are involved at Cookshill over this year so far anyway, they have a goal, and they are holding that goal and they're meeting objectives off the park.
Yeah.
In terms of playing wise, I don't really think there is anything. I like to think as a head coach I create a good culture at a club.
Yeah.
And I don't really see much of a different culture to what I had at Maitland and what I had in my first year at Adamstown. So I think we've just recreated that, but there is a real good bond amongst all three grades here. So.
Yeah, is it good to have, as obviously you spoke about the committee, that they work very hard here, and to bring them back their first New FM trophy must have been a good feeling.
Yeah.
In the Premiership.
Yeah, that was really enjoyable, I must admit, and that was something that I targeted right at the start, was winning the league, which I know it's not an Aussie thing, but for me winning the league's the best team.
Yeah.
And obviously if you can follow it up with the grand final, that's the bonus. But yeah, I just seeing the reaction of some of the people for such a new club. I mean, the club's only 20-year-old.
Yeah.
It was, without sound over egging it, there was guys crying, the committee members and that, after winning the league. So.
You talked about the grand final there, facing a very good Belmont Swansea side. You expected a tough test on Sunday.
Yep. I wanted Bell Swans to win the game. I believe the grand final should be the best two teams, and that's not being disrespectful to Cahaiba, who were squashed in between us, or Thornton, but my view is Bell Swans and ourselves are the best two teams in the comp, and for the benefit of the comp, I believe that we're going to see the best two teams playing on Sunday.
Yeah. Trying to refocus after a fairly one-sided match last week. Once you got that first goal, I spoke to a couple of players about complacency. There can't be any of that this Sunday.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. We had a chat at half time, the Thornton game, and again, without being disrespectful, we knew we were in the final, and it was about managing ourselves individually and keeping a tempo going with the final coming the next week.
Yeah.
And I think that was quite evident in our second half. We didn't take any gas off at all.
Yeah. Final question, your thoughts on the gap between NPL and UFM and potentially bridging that gap over the next couple of years?
And that's only my view. Obviously other people have a different view. With the squad that I've got available here, and I can only speak for my squad, I wouldn't say we would definitely finish bottom of the NPL. I think we could compete in and around the area, the bottom 3-4 clubs.
Yeah.
I think the gap is enormous when you move beyond the bottom 3 or 4 clubs, and then even more so with your Lambtons and your Magics and your Hamiltons and your Edges. These guys, which is brilliant to see for the local comp, they've really raised the bar.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I wouldn't back against my team if we went up next year and not finishing bottom at all.
Yeah. Well, the best of luck for Sunday, mate.
All right.
I'll see you
No
then.
worries. Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you to all the Cookshill personalities tonight. I tell you what, there were definitely some of them. Tom Liolio, that's probably the best interview that's ever been here on Newey Sports, and it's going to be very hard to beat. Perhaps if we catch up with him, if Cookshill win the grand final, I'm pretty sure he'll be even happier then. Even more willing to share a joke, perhaps. But no, it's this will probably be my final word before the grand final. So it's a very exciting grand final this season. We caught up with Bell Swans the other night, Cookshill tonight. Really, New FM football is the winner, whoever wins on the weekend. Let's hope there's goals, let's hope there's entertainment, and it's a huge day. Five games, let's hope for good weather, or else logistically we might have some trouble filming games and staying dry, but we will make do of what we can on the weekend. It's a big day, starting at 8:30, probably won't finish until 6:30, 7 o'clock, potentially later if there's extra time, and penalties indeed, like there was last year. And who knows, whoever wins, we might end up back at a bit of an after party, either at the Duke of Wellington, which has jumped on board as Bell Swans' grand final sponsor for the day, for the night, more particular the night, or the Commonwealth Hotel. Whoever wins, we'll see what happens. Best of luck to both teams, and I will see you on Sunday.